creating specific content, which is not art, even though it might look like art, to a specific niche. So if I can get an email list for, say, 50-year-old guys who are into extreme sports, which I can do now with Facebook and things like that, right?
Right.
Then I can create specific content to feed them, and then they would sign up for the app. They, and then I can charge for commercials or however I want to monetize on the back end. And that's what I basically wound up selling to them, which basically fucked up the, hey, would you like to come in and create countless hours of stuff for us? And that's when I sat there in the meeting, and towards the end I looked at him and I went, there's no such thing as art, no matter what you think. People are not just going to show up for content anymore. There's too much of it. Anybody who's got a voice and a video camera, there's so many. I'm obsessed right now, and everybody feel free to Google this. His name is MC Alien, and I am in love with this kid who's in college. I don't know if it's an act or he's in college. So even if he's special needs, I'll say it politically correct, even if he's special needs, he's got this bad rap shtick that is awesome. And he's feeding an audience of maybe a couple hundred people. So I look at him and I think, okay, maybe there is no such thing, and he's into the art of it. That's where I am this week. I don't think that
Is that the kid on the new Microsoft commercial?
I haven't seen that.
Okay.
And the reason I bring that up is because, you know this, as an addict, as someone who actually gets in front of people on a daily basis, either digitally or in front of people, I am in desperate need of their adulation. Like I need it. Like I crave it almost. Like I can't get enough of it. It's drug inducing almost. And I look at this guy who's just happy with like 100 clicks for these really bad videos, and he's totally into it. And I was swaying back the other way of, well, maybe there is just art for the sake of art. Maybe he's the only one in on the joke. Everybody thinks it's real, and they're kind of giving him the, atta boy, you go, that's awesome rap. When in fact, here's what I mean. He's rhyming things like sweater and weta. Sweater and weather are the drop lines. So he tweaked sweater, and then he made it weta. He's awesome. He's like, I don't know if it's an act or if he's really just creating his thing. Isn't that what we're all trying to do? I guess that's the point here.
See, he knows what it is.
Okay, so what is
my
it?
Earlier comment.
Isn't that the quest of all addicts and alcoholics?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Let me tell you what a pisser it is not to drink. And I'll end on this story. So I go and see a Pink Floyd cover band the other night.
Why are you using a Boston drunken term for saying
what?
Drinking?
Boston drunken what? So
when people in Boston, when they say they're drunk, they say it's a pisser.
Pissa. With an A.
Yeah.
Don't get me started about that, because as a Charger and a Rams fan, I actually have to read people from the East Coast right. Like, they're complaining about all things football because their teams aren't winning. And, the NFL just wants the Rams and the Chargers to win. Nobody wants the Chargers to win. Not even the Chargers want the Chargers to win.
No, well, when's that stadium going to be done for them? 2 years?
Yeah. And it gets a Super Bowl that year, too.
Well, of course, that's part of the deal of building a new thing.
So I go to see this Pink Floyd cover band, and I'm drinking my coffee. I buy a seat.
Is it an actual band, or is it the laser lights?
This one is Which One's Pink? I've seen Australian Pink Floyd.
They're all right.
Rick Floyd's really good. And this one's called Which One's Pink? There are locals, but they do the bar scene, and they're really good for a bar band. Like, they really kill it well.
Right.
And they put on 2.5 hours or so, and I'm enjoying my coffee. Go up there at 9:00, go see my music, and I bought a seat. And somebody gets in front of me, and I walk over to this very large, I'm 6'2". This dude was larger than me. And I put a hand on his shoulder nicely and I go, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be a dick, but this is like a sitting area and all of us paid to sit here so that we don't have to standing. You're actually standing in the sitting area. And he turns without missing a beat with drunkenness on his breath and says, well, you are being a dick. Now, as a highly skilled Brazilian jiu-jitsu practitioner at this moment, Ian, I am thinking to myself, oh, I get to choke somebody out tonight. What a bonus for my life.
Yes.
And then the rational part of my side,
better than
it
popcorn.
is better than popcorn. That the other side of my brain pops up and says, and then you'll be in jail for the evening. Yeah.
Yeah, see, in Scottsdale, they never take the sober guys to jail.
Really? They do in California. This is that crunchy granola eating bullshit state.
Right. Yeah, no. Once he's drunk, he's fair game.
So that's, now we're all cut up for the last couple of weeks on me and where I'm at. I'm getting ready to start the new year, and I have a lot of content and video and marketing and shit to do, and I got to get back on the road, and I'm just struggling with this whole art and marketing and content thing. And I know that everybody is basically running a scam. In our industry, there's a woman named Lori who does a lot of online groups, and she creates basically a running dialogue of video that are very raw and very emotional. And all I keep doing is looking at it and go, so she can be more relatable and sell shit to people. That's it. She's not doing it for any other reason than to make herself relatable so people will buy from her. I feel like I'm becoming cynical and just a hater all the time. Maybe I need a meeting.
Maybe you need a meeting.
Does it sound like it?
You're about 2 years.
I know.
past
I know.
meeting.
I know. But isn't that the old line? You're
Go to one Arthur style.
okay. You go all the time. You go to meetings all the time, and you're still cynical.
Yeah, no, go to one Arthur style. Put on a wig, put on a hat, some wraparound shades,
There's nobody.
and no one
Here's
will
the
even
thing.
know
There's
it's you.
nobody left in my city.
Complete personalities
No.
above
There's nobody left in my city.
principles
No.
above
There's
personalities.
nobody left in my city. I can go to the local, Alano
So-
sex club, and
Yes.
go down there and go to a meeting, because the reality is everybody that used to be in this area that went to that meeting doesn't go anymore. They're all gone. They moved off to shithole Arizona and took their crowd with them. They
I
sure
bet.
as hell did. There's nobody around anymore. So if I wanted to go, I could go. I just don't have... This isn't a drinking issue. I feel like I'm having an identity crisis at this point.
Right. That's yeah. That's where I'm at.
Tell me
That's
about
for
your
sure.
identity crisis. I cut you all up on me. Tell me about your identity crisis.
Well, other
When did you
than
get a
work,
dog, by the way?
I'm like, yeah,
When
that
did
is
you
a
get
dog,
one?
by the way. Several years ago.
Wasn't there when I was there.
No, it wasn't. It was still
Okay.
at her house.
Please continue.
So, no.
Please
No,
continue.
it's at my house. Yeah. No, just a lot of reflecting this year. I've had a lot of loss in my life this year. I've been getting banged up in cars left and right. Lost another mentor yesterday, but he was 95.
Is it really a loss when they're 95? Or is it expiration?
No. Believe me, for the last year, he was begging me to help him with the pillow. I said, give me the Mercedes, and yeah, we're good.
Wow.
But,
Wow.
yeah, no, he,
By the way,
yeah,
I'm pretty
it's
sure that's called murder. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure.
it's called,
Self-assisted pillow?
Kevorkian. Yeah, it's called Kevorkian.
No. I believe he went to jail.
Yeah, but if he did what he did now, he wouldn't. I mean, he
Well,
said
yeah.
himself.
Look,
but
I'm waiting for California.
no, there's certain states we would have gone on a road trip.
You're in a state that still hasn't legalized pot, right?
It's
Yeah, no, that's
medical,
bullshit.
and
I mean, it's not like.
but that's going to change too. We had senators, our two senators. One owns all the prisons, and one owns all the alcohol.
Aren't you the one with the sheriff that did all the crazy shit with the inmates?
Yeah, but he's done.
Okay, I'm just trying to get a baseline.
He was Trump's first pardon.
About what's going on over there. Did you give serious thought to actually killing a human? Yes.
Me? It's happened before.
You know this is recorded. People listen to this. I don't know why they listen to it, but...
No, self-defense. It's documented somewhere.
You are on a roll today.
Yeah.
Okay. So he was 95. How many years?
Yeah, he was 95, World War II hero, good gin player. Developed half of Denver in the 70s and 80s, and his wife has Alzheimer's, and he was a good dude. Known him over 20 years.
How many years sober did he have?
He wasn't sober. Actually, but I'll tell you the best thing. He did go to a meeting with me once because I was still on probation or something and had to be there. And we're running around. I'm like, yeah, come check this out. So at the end of the meeting, now he's probably in his late 70s at this point. This was quite a while ago. He at the end where they said, are there any burning desires? And they asked if our visitor wanted to speak, and he goes up there and he's like, listen, he's like, I don't have a problem with alcohol or drugs. But I do have a problem. I keep giving all my money away to people. And there was a line of hugs like I've never seen. Every chick in the room was I'm like, that's the best.
That's literally like getting up in front of the room and saying, you know what? I like girls to flash me.
Right. That was the greatest line in the world.
Unbelievable.
No, one night we got him. He wanted to be a stand-up comedian. And whenever there was a benefit or something, I would always say, Marvin, $100 a minute. I'll give you 10 minutes on stage for $1,000. And finally, I was doing a chain of restaurants or something, these dive bars, and they had an open mic. So we let Marvin get up there, and he
destroy it?
He was telling Clinton jokes when Barack was already president. The funniest part of the scene was he had ran out of material at about 9 minutes. So he asked the crowd, hey, how about a topic I could tell a joke about? And somebody from the floor screams testicles. And he goes, what school?
Wow.
And that was the best part. But he was good. It was so funny because there was a whole troupe of improv comedians there that were horrible. He was much better than them. And these kids actually pay to go to school to be comedians, and I was just, it was good to see him smile.
I'm sure.
But yeah, we were watching the game Sunday. So,
and how many years
the
did
Bears
you have
roll
together?
against the Packers? Our friends, 23. Longer, 28 years. He met me before I got sober.
That would make it one of your most successful relationships.
Yeah.
By far. And he accepted you for who you were, good, bad, or indifferent. And based on everything I can personally piece together, you were a fucking mess when you used.
Yes.
I'm going to go way out on a limb. This is just based on my knowledge of you.
Yes.
But I can't imagine adding cocaine.
But I was much more entertaining.
Cocaine and alcohol with you would be unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine me now with cocaine and alcohol. I mean, I've already got a zero threshold for stupid activities. I don't even know where that goes when you start to include something that drops the last level. I passed on a Christmas party on Saturday because I know it would be 20-somethings just sitting around getting drunk and projectile vomiting. And
right. I skipped that on Friday.
So my fiance, For those of you who don't know, you can go on Facebook. Her name's Diana.